The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
The Nisa has broken down in the middle of one of the many states between where you... I'm not looking it up. You're broken down in the middle of nowhere. You're pulled in behind a billboard with some tree coverage behind it, the kind of perfect spot cops like to use for highway intercepts. But because you're on a back road, it cruddlers to a stop, and he gets out and pushes it with some magical help back into undercover. Now, while he's been repairing it, you get some free time to do some character stuff between you, if you want.
Of course, are we,
There's a small town nearby. A rustic kind of place, the kind of Team Fortress 2 environment you might expect.
Good image.
You can go into town and firefly shopping your way around. This is why I'm a piece of shit, GM. This is why you actually need to find a new one, because I'm not going to be doing it anymore. You deserve better. You really do.
No, we don't. We're pieces of shit. You're always complaining about us. Two of us haven't even shown up.
Silence, human!
So we could go and join Hayden's group.
I said good.
Okay.
There's a fucking troll if ever I saw one.
Okay, so I just need a time machine back when Noel gave a shit.
He gives a shit at the start. And
Yeah,
for about halfway through the campaign.
Noel's what I have a look through that. I was like, he's a solid drow.
Does anyone want to go into town and get some supplies?
Skinwalker's like, I will go walk in the nature. That's where he will be, and then he will have his nature encounter.
Yes, well, actually, we have to, because River ate all the food.
And we haven't eaten since that robot brought us that.
You wander into town. There's a garage on the outskirts of town. It's the last building in what you would call the town. Everything is faded, dust piled up along the corners of once bright red and white paint, but now is faded to kind of a salmony pink. The white has been worn off by long time, and bare wood shows through. The sounds of a socket wrench ratcheting away from inside the garage can be heard, along with the occasional clunk. A radio crackles and fizzes away with a Methodist preacher barely audible on it, telling the listeners that indeed the end times were coming, and just a few little doleros donated to the Pastor Richard's Memorial Statue rocket will get you away from this cursed earth and out into the space where heaven is. There is, on the outside, there's an old Chevy pickup truck with no wheels sitting up on bricks. A donkey is eating things that are growing out through the flat bed.
Oh, it's a donkey.
It looks at you. It
Hello.
stops looking at you boredly.
Oh. I wonder if we can get a newspaper here, find out what's been happening while we've been away. It's been over a week now.
As you pass the garage and head into town, you see other various buildings. There's actually a tavern here. It hilariously labeled New Times Saloon. Across the store is railway supplies and goods. Both look very worn down. An elderly man is sitting on a rocking chair outside the saloon on the raised porch that you get in westerns, because that's this kind of town. With a hat pulled down low over his eyes. It is a baseball cap. He's wearing a flannel shirt in what must have once been colors.
Is this one of the states that's warmer, or still bitterly fucking cold?
Warm. But because it's winter, it's bite in the air.
Is it the only human being you see?
At the moment.
Yeah. Hello.
Rocky, he pays no attention to you, but the rocking chair stops, and the creaking fades.
Hello, we're newcomers to this town. We were wondering if there was a place we could get some supplies and maybe a newspaper.
His head tilts back, the hat rocking up with it, the glint of what must be eyes reflecting in the light seen from beneath. Oh, newcomers, huh? Don't get many newcomers round here. What's your business here in Scranton?
Our car broke down out of town and we're just looking for some supplies while it's getting repaired.
Oh, you'll be wanting the general goods store. Lots of supplies there. You'll be pleased, I think.
That's good.
Any good things they have.
Where can we find that, sir?
Oh, it's in the town. Just past the garage and opposite the saloon, why not?
Oh, thank you very much. You have a pleasant... is it afternoon or morning? Afternoon.
I'll stay out of trouble here.
Oh, of course.
How are you dressed?
Casually, I would have just brought one more
Je-
casual clothes that aren't... Soviet.
Jeans, t-shirt, and big jacket that's entirely too warm for the setting.
Realistically, she's probably got a small pair of shorts on and a tank top.
Okay, so you're troubled then. Gotcha.
Yeah.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pussy, oozing all over the place looking for some men to stuff in it. This is a conservative town. I can see your ankles. Poor.
Does he say that?
No.
I was gonna say.
So, what do you do?
Looking for the general
Yeah.
goods store.
Yeah.
The midday rings and a lonely bell from a church at the far end of the town. A sign creaks. You head into the general store. A bell goes tink!
Oh. Pick it up and...
Ah, you damn kids! I told you to stop opening the door and messing with the Oh! Out-towners! What are you doing here? Have you come to murder and rob us? Oh!
No, we were just wondering...
Bell thief!
This fell off.
He'll pick up a cloth from the top.
Put it on the...
Why have you come here? What could you out-towners possibly want in our little meek town?
It's just a few supplies.
So,
And you know, if you've got a newspaper...
oh, newspaper? No. That's out-towner things. We don't want anything to do with out-towner things. We keep to ourselves. Yes, we keep to ourselves. Don't have anything to do with the wickedness of the world. Truck won't like that.
We won't like that?
We have supplies, though. You can buy all the supplies you want with American currency and buy your supplies and head on your way. That's best for the world. Heading on our way, all the progress.
Okay, thank you.
We have lots of supplies. Just find them on the shelves.
Look around on the shelves.
He'll bust. Just give a holler when you want to pay for them with American currency. I'll be out the back. And he'll bustle out back very quickly. And you hear, and the door into the will go SLAM! And you hear like...
Okay. Is there actually food here?
Yes, although it's set up sort of like a farm supplies. There's big sacks of food and big tins of stuff. And jars of preserves that clearly look homemade and have been neatly hand-labeled, probably by some elderly old
So it's
spinster.
actual food, not government food in this.
Real food. Honest food.
Oh.
Big
And there's like signs propped up, like little witch signs that say, "For meats, ask at counter."
Oh, I'm gonna look for a huge can of beans because Skidwalker...
There's a triangle of
fucking love that.
That's what we were. Back to the beat. Expiration date.
United States Army beans,
Oh, the lost red.
1945.
They'll last forever.
Why does the expiration date have like a line through it and then another one and then another line through that?
No, it's only got one line through it, and then it's got certified good.
I can't argue with that.
Well, oh, same recipe since 1940.
Government flour, U.S. Army.
But is there a freezer here?
There's a rattling chest freezer over there. There's issued ice cream, flavorless, which probably means vanilla.
Or ice.
And there's like other like kept things like there's some fishes there and.
Start building a smaller pyramid of stuff on the counter.
What else would be good that you could get?
While
a
they're
bulk
doing
for?
this, you would be being grilled.
What's some other good things you could get in just like bulk that you could just eat? Do they have like huge bags of potato chips?
Well,
crisps.
Crisps? No, they do have potatoes
Like 6.
by the sacks. There's some candies. There's
Oh.
like glass jars full of candies that you would. With
Oh, like
scoop-
boiled candies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Candies, yeah.
So let's get some of these. Clink.
It's called sugar lollies.
Scoop, Phil. Scoop, Phil.
Well,
Need
plastic
some-
bags creak with withered age.
We need something more
So the paper bags
substantial,
treat.
like something that we can all eat and don't have to cook too much. Because I don't know if we can cook in the car.
There's portable gas stoves, like little, portable camping ones if you want to.
Nice.
You will notice there's no ATM. There's no IFTPOS machine.
Yeah.
This is a cash establishment.
I've got
In fact,
cash.
there's a sign that says, "No checks, do not ask."
I've got cash. I've still got,
Shoplifters and fargers will be shot.
I've still got some Thomas Drake money in my cleavage. So. They call them blackbacks.
You take American monies are green on the back and black on the front.
Okay, black fronts then.
I can prove that because I've got a couple of bills.
Well, we have to carry all of this, so we can't get too greedy and grab too much.
Carry on.
Oh, something to drink. A big thing of like water.
Yeah, in big glass thing with a cork in it, and it's got the wire wrap around it.
Okay, this should probably do for now. And
Good
bus-
thinking. Good thinking.
Bustle up to the front counter, I suppose.
Okay. You have to
Dingle.
follow.
I holler. Excuse me!
Eventually, after many door unlockings, the proprietor comes up and is like, "Oh, how distressing, you're still here." "Well, of course you're still here. You haven't purchased your supplies yet." "Oh, you've got a goodly amount there, so it's not just the two of you in this town then."
No.
Well,
Well, that's only the two of us that are in the town. The rest are dealing with a broken down car outside of town.
oh, that's wicked unfortunate. Wicked unfortunate. Best to get that fixed and be on your way.
Yeah, that's the plan.
He'll accept your money suspiciously. The date on it is, after all, suspiciously recent. And
What's
you will
this
leave-
number at the front? That's a toe. Oh.
Wait, there's a 2019? There's a 2012? You leave the general goods store and wade down with your supplies and head back to where Black Knight is repairing the Nisa, which has broken down.
Yeah,
Behind a billboard.
but like geography, like
Because I don't care, in the middle of nowhere. Near Scranton, which is a place I'm sure is not real.
It probably is, it's the problem.
Scranton, Ohio sounds
It
right.
probably
right?
is.
It's because Stanton, Ohio.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
Moving on. So these two cows waddle back with arms full of foods and supplies. Did you get the cooker? The little cooker?
You said they were in the Nizo.
No, he just said
No,
they're in the store, but
you
you
can buy little
yeah.
gas cookers. Yeah,
Did you or did you not get
yeah,
one?
we'll get one because
And,
otherwise.
and like a little portable camp stove.
And pot.
No, we're not buying drugs.
Now, you've already been fixing the car for about a day, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere fast. You've wandered off to commune with nature and spirits, and you feel a lot better about yourself now. So it's evening by the time these two get back.
We got supplies. That's also some water.
So they get actual food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
real
food.
food.
Real food.
Real food.
And I got a little gas
Big
cooker in the pot and
beans.
everything to cook it on.
Where did you get actual food from?
The town just down the road.
And they have actual food.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty old.
They don't look like they've heard of the outside world.
Here you go, Skinwalker.
A big bulk beans. US Army beans.
This is amazing.
That's
I don't know if I
like
can eat all this.
that's
If you
like
retain-
fucking
if you
10
retain the
liters.
label, you can get the address of the supplier.
That's like 10 liters of beans, basically.
Look, it's the US Army supplies. Fair enough.
Now no one will know what's inside my can of beans.
Turns out, rabbits.
There's a garage next to the general store there if there are any parts you were short of.
Fortunately, the reactor's still putting out enough power to charge the suit. Just,
That's what I was going to ask.
just barely.
Okay.
It seems like, well, you haven't actually been working on it enough to work that out yet, but going through your usual checklist, you still haven't worked out what's wrong with the car.
They didn't have any newspaper, so I can't find out what's been happening in our absence back home.
It's only been like 2 days.
It's been like a week. Because remember, we spent
Closer
like 3
to 5
days.
days.
We spent like about 2 days just waiting for K8 to get the Nizar back to us.
You spent
wasn't
1
it?
day waiting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then you spent 2 days waiting to go in,
Yeah.
and you were down there longer than you thought, because everything takes a lot more time than I think you guys realize it takes.
It was a big base.
You didn't even get through a fifth of it either.
Damn.
And we skipped.
I know there were rooms
Yeah.
we just didn't go into.
There's parts
but
we
yeah.
saw, and there's still we only saw a fifth.
And anyway, the bit Sulan took, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's been happening back home. I didn't even hear a radio going now that I think about it.
There was a radio going. There was a preacher on it.
Yeah, but I didn't hear any like just local news. Like in the, that was where was the radio? It
For
wasn't in
reference,
the
you've
general
pulled
store.
over in the middle of the arse end of nowhere, behind a billboard with a bunch of tree seclusion behind it, the kind that the cops might like to park by if there was any kind of road that was more than a vague hint of 2 rutted tracks. Something heavy drives along it now and then because the tracks are fairly well impressed in there. But other than that, the billboard is it's faded and you can't read it without a perception check, so you don't know. Because no one will read the check.
That place
Perhaps
was
later.
that place was weird. It was like it was isolated out of time, stuck in the 1950s or 60s or something.
It was kind of charming.
Yeah, if
Sounds the opposite of charming.
if a bit dead.
Where's my hovercar?
I mean, we saw a donkey, one guy leaning on a rocking chair outside a building, and the guy who was running the general store seemed nervous as all hell.
He kind of fled away from us and went behind many locks and doors.
Do you want maybe we could start cooking something? You can take a break from fixing the car for a while.
I don't know if taking a break is a good idea.
Oh, you think you're on a roll?
Yes.
Do you mind, Bevan, you want to operate the cooker? Because
Oh, yes. Skinwalker.
Because I don't like contributing
those
to the
heated
team,
up?
only betraying it.
don't like the fire.
Yeah, I think so. It might help my insides a little bit.
It's beans. It's not a balanced diet.
Oh, we have potatoes.
Good. Two high fiber things.
Potatoes and beans.
The options weren't really that supermarket mini-mart.
Didn't ask for the meat.
I'm not sure if I would trust the meat if it's backwards, as you say.
Yeah, backwards people never got anything fresh from cow.
It's probably fresher than you'll ever have.
It's probably that donkey.
Oh, and I got dessert.
Melt.
What is it?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
It's there. It is. It's a tub.
They have ice cream.
It's a one of those old style round punnet tubs.
And you know, we don't
So
have a
if you've got the lid
refrigerator.
off, you've got the paper wrap. You have to.
Yeah, we don't have a refrigerator, so it's probably wise to have
I'm keeping the care of that one.
There's the refrigerator.
It's frosty.
to the beans, just flunk. What?
That is a terrible idea.
Yeah, what? At least want to put a hole
The
in
top's
the top.
already off.
Oh, okay.
And it could be a whole mess at once.
So that's like. Because that's like 10 litres of beans.
Yeah.
We've got a little pot we can just pour some in as we need them.
Do you think
I
he's going
didn't
to
realize
eat?
we were feeding the buffalo spirits.
Also, I'm not sure the cooker would be able to hold the weight of that entire can.
Just get out of the way, Orlando.
Cooking 14?
Eric 14 and cooking.
Sorry we didn't get any toast.
I don't even see any bread. I saw flour, theoretically.
Make your own bread. Lazy.
Yeah, there was a thing of bread, what's not bread, flour like this big, and a thing of yeast this big.
Moving on.
So what's the ETA on the car?
Well, I'm still working through the checklist of where it could have gone wrong. I haven't found any problems so far.
You think the military did something to it?
Or K8.
Well,
It's our friend,
there is
she's
obvious
fine.
signs that it has been partly disassembled and reassembled.
Does the reassembly, does it look quality or rushed or very rushed?
Rush.
Okay. I mean, it looks like the military have torn pieces off it, and K8 has put them back on. That's not necessarily how you put something back together.
So, if any of the nuclear bits are broken, we're walking home?
How far do we even have to go?
The reactor seems fine.
Well, I mean, you guys have to go. Just saying.
You're about halfway.
Right halfway there.
Do you guys see anything else on the way to the town?
No, it's pretty dead around there. Like I said, the town barely had anybody in it. Everything looks run down, faded, dusty.
The only vehicle we saw was up on bricks.
Was there much of it there?
There was a donkey
frame?
eating through it.
The frame mostly.
Things had grown up and a donkey was eating it.
That makes more sense.
Nightfall. You eat.
Make a campfire.
Alright, you go gather wood. You campfire it up. You light the fire. I'm going to presume a Native American knows how to do that without a roll. Appropriate noise, if I remember.
We haven't had this much peace and quiet in a long time.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm still worried about what's happening back at home.
I'm waiting for something to happen here, knowing our luck.
So has everybody thought about what they're going to tell everybody else about why we were away for so long?
Well, my bosses just know I had to lie low from something in my past, so I think I'm okay. Hopefully Mario is still looking after Clover.
I hope so.
Did give him a lot of money.
I mean, I told Samara I wouldn't be coming into work for a week, and I just tell my parents I was at a different side of the house than they were on. It'll be fine.
Hmm.
I'm probably fired.
Unless you come back with a very good story.
I have pictures, but no one must ever see his pictures. I couldn't explain them if I did. It's not a big market for finding robot hell.
Is your boss even smart enough to ask that question, though?
Every question that comes of this just goes very, very badly. Like, where did these events happen? Out of state? I'm not supposed to go.
Just say,
And I'm sure it would
you
just
can't
come,
give up your sources.
and I'm sure it would come back on the power core badly somehow. That's what we
Everything
do.
does. I'm sure there was something in the paper about the roadblocks we went through.
Can you get in contact with Charles, or are we out of range?
Are we out of range?
Oh yes.
Are we out of range of everything?
Yeah, everything, no communication whatsoever.
Can we even pick up radio? Just, I mean,
Dice check. If you want to tune into local regular
probably
AM
just-
bands.
It's probably just banjo music.
Yeah, I'll turn it on, but if I hate it, I'm turning it back off. I've rolled a 14.
With many evils and mutants threatening the world today, there is a way through Jesus and through me. Contribute all your life savings. Sell your houses, because you don't need to be in the evil world. Help me build the Pastor Richards Memorial Savior statue.
Said it was a rocket.
Just a statue
If it is a rocket,
to the Lord.
you think
But a
it has
rocket
something
ship
for
will
the
take us into space
Vanessa?
where
So anyway, that was one channel.
only to me
What are the other
and
channels?
salvation.
There is not one.
And also, that sounds like something we should investigate.
Buy my book.
If we investigated every small town in America for some random pastor getting up to nonsense, we would never get anything done.
Yeah, but we're here right now.
And from the sounds of the town you guys found, I think it's safe to say this one has gone a bit beyond your normal.
I can't believe that there's no other radio station except that one. No wonder they were listening to
They
it.
probably sold it.
I'm
Has
gonna
to
make a
mention.
memory check. Although, I mean, I think I would have noticed this at the time, but 10. When we were wandering around the town in the distance or anywhere, did we see a huge statue? Or... No, okay. Like a rocket ship-sized statue.
No.
Okay.
I think I would have mentioned
Yeah,
it.
that's the thing is, I'm pretty sure we would have noticed that.
Oh yeah, and apart from those few buildings that you see, there is a fuck-off giant statue half built.
Jesus needs a hug! It's probably being built in one of those underground missile silos that get abandoned all the time.
Damn, that's the amount I had.
Yeah.
Contribute all your life savings. Sell your houses, because you don't need to be in the evil world. Help
I mean,
me build the Pastor
we could at least look into it tomorrow in the
Savior
morning.
statue.
Well, I mean,
Well,
If we have nothing else.
Black Knight's just stuck here repairing the Nisa and we can't help him then.
Unless you think you'll have it go.
Only to me can you
That
find
doesn't
salvation.
sound good.
What was that the sound of?
Power output decreasing yet again. It's still enough to charge the suit, though, but not for much else.
The way of verbal diarrhea, and become one with Jesus and myself, the most powerful religious figure that you know
Only Xander will
of.
be.
Yourself or
Going
Jesus.
to continue to try to figure out the problem.
Cool. What are the rest of you doing for the night?
Well, I'm gonna hit the hay after dinner if it gets
Sleep.
dark.
Where the Lord Jesus and God will send
Um,
us on to
I'm going to climb the billboard
Yeah.
and be on watch up there for the night.
Pastor Richards, can you achieve your
Okay.
book
Sit by the
yourself?
campfire and read until you need to go to sleep, and then go and go to sleep where so
God
beautiful.
and me, without question.
Gonna work
That is
that.
to the true
Every day,
freedom,
right.
the freedom to surrender your will. Surrendering your will to Pastor Richard. You do not need that new vehicle. You do not need your car or farm or children. Sell it all and give it to me. Frozen, mutants threatening the world today. There is a way through Jesus and through me. Contribute all your life savings. Sell your houses, because you don't need to be in the evil world. Help me build the Pastor Richards Memorial Savior statue. Not just a statue to me and to the Lord, but a rocket ship that will take us into space where heaven is. Only through me can you find salvation. I, the great Pastor Richards, have seen the world and the evils that it is. By my book, Diuretics, the way of verbal diarrhea, and have become one with Jesus and myself, the most powerful religious figure that you know of in himself.
Sun's up.
Once safely installed upon the statue, we will proceed
Good morning.
directly into heaven, where
Morning. From the top of the billboard.
send us on to a new world, free of mutants and crime and Jezebel.
Well, do we want some delicious beans for breakfast before we
Oop, I heard beans. Up off the front of the billboard.
Stretch.
Turn around and look at the billboard.
I suspect metagame,
Oh,
which is punishable.
to know what I was wondering what I was sitting on the whole night. There's nothing else to look at.
Thanks.
14.
Okay. There was the original image is very faded, almost unrecognizable, very close to blank, but there must once have been some vibrant paint on it. You see a figure in blue and yellow once, gesturing towards a hill where people are maybe go. It's very faded, hard to pick out. But someone has painted over that truck. He rolls. In big messy letters.
Diuretics, the way of verbal diarrhea.
I sort of look around for that hill, similar outlines. Essentially.
I mean, this place is whatever topography you want or need it to be. But it's not specifically anything.
I wonder what truck he rolls.
Trucks roll.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Maybe some kid did that who really likes big trucks.
Or it could be a gang.
Weird. Anyway, beans.
So you cook breakfast. You eat breakfast. You start fucking a bit. What are you doing now?
Continuing to
Diagnose the problem.
Diagnose the problem.
Are you repairing the disassemble reassemble job as you go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think we should ask around about this statue? Or
Yeah, or about this positive.
Pastor Richards? Oh, there was, I think, we did see a church in town, so maybe we could check there first.
Good start.
Do communicators work between us?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Like, if they go to town, and I stay here, can we still communicate? Like,
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Is there any kind of parts or anything you need? Can we get you anything in town that'll help?
There's nothing around town.
Diuretics, the way of
This thing doesn't even use oil?
become one with Jesus and myself.
Magic space.
Powerful religious figure that you know of.
No, if anything, comes to mind, just give us a buzz.
If only Magnus was here.
Magicycle.
Yeah.
Magicycle. The Magnacycle.
Head back into town.
You're going to back to town. You're staying back with him, right?
I was going to go into town.
Okay. I wasn't.
It's a big door. He can take care of it.
You enter the town. Dust is blown up against the side of long, worn buildings. Once bright red and white paint, now faded to a soft salmon pink. The white area is stripped down almost to bare wood. There is an old Chevy flatbed up on it. From inside the shed you hear the sound of clinking and clanking, muttered with muttered cursing along the lines of, "Gosh darn it, sure would be swell if you would unrust just a cling. Ah, sugar, that is unpleasant. I do not like that." Oh, Jesus, save me. Protect me from the wickedness that is rust making this bolt stay on, and so I don't kill everyone with bang linking. The radio is crackling away with the Pastor Richard's Memorial Salvation Fund.
At the low, low price of everything, and remember, you will not need your worldly goods. The spirit is what's important. And I say to you, if you have a sword, sell it, and give the money to Pastor Richards. As good as the Sermon on the Mount, from my words to God's ears, and your wallets to my accounts.
Now and so on and so on. Then the banjo music starts up. You're in the town. The old man is saying, "Oh, you head past him to the church." This time he stops rocking as soon as you arrive and watches you pass. Then, just as you're just past him, he's like, "Back again, I see. Haven't fixed your car and moved on yet, have you?"
No, the car still has some problems.
You didn't get your supplies? Saw you walking out with your supplies yesterday. Why are you back in town? You can't have run out of all those supplies yet.
Oh no, we were listening to the local radio. We were really curious about this Pastor Richards.
Oh, curiosity killed the cat, you know. Don't much have reason for poking around into other people's business around here. Old truck won't like that.
A truck won't?
I'm sure it's someone's name, right?
Who's Truck? Seen his name painted around.
I feel powerful. I'm well. I'm going to go see Doc Turquoise. You all keep well now. Remember, fix your car, leave.
You guys go to the church.
He walks into the saloon, and the door goes slam.
Is that the locked door?
That wasn't the one we were referring to, no. That was at the back of the goods store.
There's a police station, local sheriff, as well. Now that you're past that tucked back there, and then there's the church at the end.
Are there police cars, or are those vehicles down here?
There is a police car parked out sort of around the side of the police station, the sheriff's station. It is a Chevy Impala.
Of course it is.
Are there windows on the saloon?
Yes. They're very dusty.
Once we look past the saloon a little bit.
You can't see it.
That actually might be some
Bright lights out here, dark in there.
I'll double back around. Past it. I imagine an abandoned building of some kind.
No, nothing abandoned here. Just very few buildings.
And I just want to
There's the only other building. So it's like, the map. Coming into town, mechanics, saloon, general goods store, sheriff's, barber, mortician, church.
I just want to lean up against a few of those windows as they do some stuff. Just listen and see if I can hear him inside. Maybe I suspect he might rat us out to whoever truck.
You don't hear a single thing.
There's no houses, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing these buildings all got there's the upper story
There's
where
the
there
upper
could be
story,
Oh, okay.
So that's me for the next 45 minutes.
Oh well, we'll be heading towards
Unless
the
something
church
happens.
unless you want to divert anywhere else. But
Well, we can go have a look at the church. I mean, the doctor might be another good lead. I mean, he's not going to run away, right? Good test to treat a patient.
perhaps. I mean, do you want to check the doctor first, or?
I'm getting bad vibes. I don't think we should separate.
I mean, I'll go wherever you want to go. So if you want to,
Well, let's go
I'll come
have a
with
look
you.
at the church. It should be like a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
The church is painted white. It is significantly less weathered than anywhere else. The tile steeple houses an open-faced bell which the wind blows, but not enough to make it ring. The large, heavy wooden doors are shut.
Hello? No?
A black-clad man stands up from the altar and turns around. Approaches you. It isn't often we get outsiders around here. Why have you come to this peaceful little town?
Oh, I was wondering, you Pastor Richards?
Oh, bless no. My name is Father James. And you outsiders are?
My name is Svetlana.
That sounds like a Russian name. Are you a communist?
I'm an American girl.
That's an unfortunate sound for an American girl. But all Americans are blessed by the Lord. And you, my much more modestly clad dear.
Bevan, sir.
Bevan? That's a fine Catholic name. And what are you doing here in our peaceful little town?
Our car broke down outside of town, and while we left someone out there repairing it, we're stuck.
Oh, good. Obviously, your father or brother. It is wise to not travel two women alone in this sinful world. They could be preyed upon by rapists or mutants.
You've had trouble with mutants out here?
No, we keep our town clean. The Lord has welcomed many into his bosom, and he has damned those who oppose us to hell.
Of course.
So property prices aren't great.
What property?
So, unfortunately, you ladies have come to the wrong place. I cannot help you with your car. Best you be going back and getting out of town with that car.
Well, that's the plan, but we were curious and intrigued by the sermons we heard on the radio from Pastor Richards.
Salvation waits for those who deserve it. You do not need salvation from an outside source. Look to God and freedom, not communism or wealth.
Of course.
Be virtuous. Flaunt thyself not before men, and surely the path of heaven will open towards you.
Do you know where Pastor Richards might be?
I do not know where he is right now. Anyway, getting towards noon, you might be on your way.
Yeah, wallet open, a lot more money that's in the little sliver. Just for your time in the
Collection plate. The Lord thanks you for your contribution.
God bless you.
Come on, Svetlana.
Go with the Lord, children. Go with the Lord and stay you safe. And I hope the Lord sees to fixing your car very, very quickly.
So the way.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm kind of a history buff, and do you mind if we just look at the sites and the graves out by the church?
The church is open to all who walk in the light of God.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Just as you leave and you hear the door close, you hear him walk down, and you hear the sound of a old style telephone being picked up and going. There's a Jezebel, what looks like a witch. No, you don't hear that.
I would be surprised if that's what's being said though.
Is there a graveyard?
Oh yes, there is.
Okay.
There are two.
Oh.
Is there a billboard about a senior citizens book club?
Nope.
Okay. Start walking towards the graveyard. So you can learn a remarkable lot about
There's
our town's history.
a groundskeeper just weeding, hoeing, and doing stuff. And he sees you coming. He's like, picks up his gear and quickly walks off towards the groundskeeper's hut around the back. He is a broad, powerful-looking man, if grizzled.
Okay, if we can find any of the newer graves and things like that, we can look for some indicator about the town's history. So
Okay.
just check out some of the headstones, see if there's like a bunch of graves that were dug recently or in the last few years.
Jerry and Leanne Lewis are the latest ones, and that's a fresh grave. Devoted, loving father, husband, and vehicle enthusiast. And the other one is caring housewife, mother, and housewife.
She must have been really good at it. They mentioned it twice.
If she's a mother, she should have at least one
The
cat.
the next newest ones are about a month old, and it is Geraldine and Arthur Hawkins. Geraldine is a beloved housewife, mother, and housewife. She shall be missed. And Arthur is a dedicated deputy and loving son. He walked in the path of God.
So they lost their deputy.
And if you want anything new, anything further than that, you'll have to roll.
Well, perception or investigation?
It's investigation.
18.
That's enough. The next
16.
one, a month older than that, is Lulabelle Lewis. Unknown outsider and Jezebel. She did not walk the path of God fast enough.
Interesting that this one
If you want anything older than that, you'll have to roll.
still has a. They've buried her despite,
Not being from here.
Well, no, I mean, they've given her like a Christian burial, even though she's been
if she-
reviled from the look of it.
Well, that and they don't know who they are, so it's remarkable she's got a bit of epitaph at all. We'll see how far we can go back through the
It's
towns.
the same name as Xander's cousin. Or the last name.
What'd you get?
13, so that'd be 20.
Next one, a month previous to the other one, is Jeffrey Bornhold. Priest, brother, secret lover. He died for his sins. May God take him to his loving bosom. If you want anything older than that, you'll have to roll.
Now, when you say a month, you said a month before that a few times. Now, are the dates like exactly? a
No,
month?
not quite.
Okay,
There's
just
like a
wanted to
3 or
check.
4 date spread.
Okay. But they're roughly about a month apart.
Yeah.
And are we about a month away from?
Well, I
the-
did say the
Yeah.
first one was
Yeah.
about a month ago.
Yeah.
So if you want anything older than that, you'll have to roll.
Now we'll keep going back as far as we can.
This was a huge graveyard. I don't think we need to go back that
Okay,
far.
probably one roll, and depending on how good it is, I'll just
Not
go
very good.
back a bit.
What's that?
I got 15.
You don't get to pick who does it!
Oh, okay. I thought
You got 15!
Okay.
That's what it is!
I rolled a 2 anyways.
Okay, so about a month back from that will be Natasha, no last name given. Outsider, snooper, reporter. She will not be missed. She was not missed. Then before that is Ni Caro. Foreigner. Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
A boyfriend, I guess he doesn't.
She had a boyfriend, I bet he didn't kiss her.
We've been
She
at this.
didn't leave town and we didn't miss her.
We better catch up with Skinwalker. We've
And
been
then
at
a
this.
month before that, which is about as far as your search will lead you back, is... Oh, you bastards. Corporal Jeff Hardy. Because I just picked names out of the random box that's not related to...
From the whisper in the wind.
Military man. True servant of the country. A whisper in the wind. It's a wrestling reference to those who aren't Ray. He will be missed by his brother, who is wonderful.
Delete.
And that's all. Everything else is like it's too overgrown, or you couldn't be bothered, or whatever fucking reason. Because there is actually no real reason why you wouldn't be able to go back and read them. I just don't. Want to
I don't think we would here.
It's a big graveyard.
I think we've seen enough.
And the pattern is established.
Well,
they can go back and make like pithy, quippy things.
The thing is, you said you were going to be about 40, 45 minutes, so you're probably going to rock up by about that time anyway.
So you arrive while they're looking at gravestones going,
It's an awful lot of graves for a place so small.
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll pick up some of the sand and just let it go in the wind.
okay.
Yes. Just like about a month ago there was some deaths, and then about a month before that some deaths. There seems to be this pattern.
Caretaker's shit.
As you all like sort of look around going, oh shit, that's right, we could be being observed. And like on the hill above the gravestone there's like this single figure carrying a scythe backed by the sun, just like watching you. You're like, hey, did you see that guy? Look at that guy. And he's not there. And then he comes out from behind the hill walking.
That's more suspicious than the graves.
Back at the vehicle, roll. Mechanics or vehicle, whichever one you want to use. Nuclear physics if you have it.
Which one's better?
Whichever one gets best result for you. Unless you get over 40, in which case the next best one.
Alright, so I've got 32.
What was your roll? A 7.
I'm not here 15.
Okay. Mechanically, with the basic frame of the vehicle, you can't find any problem with the control linkages, the power distribution setup, the drivetrain is all fine, everything appears to be fine. You get to the reactor, because it's the only thing left you haven't checked, and you're like, but this should... okay, I'll start checking this, I guess. And you begin, and now you're in the phase of dismantling the protective layers.
Okay.
Which means no one else can go inside the vehicle without a big fuck-off radiation-proof suit.
Just put this wee tiny sign on the door.
Isn't there somebody else in the vehicle at the moment?
No, pushes a button
She's
on the outside.
contained.
No, pushes a button
She's
on the outside.
contained.
No, pushes a button
She's
on the outside.
It's another mistake to you. I become so numb, I can feel you there.
There's only one way to stop Labour's taxes.
Kill them.